Welcome to Tinkerlands, a game where we explore, craft, and fight to survive. If you love games like Terraria or NPCs, then you're in for a treat. So join me on this adventure as I try to survive and uncover the many mysteries of Tinkerlands. So let's begin. So the beginning of our journey, we're stranded on an island, but thankfully we have this guy right here that will give us some quests so we can, progress in the game. So I spoke with him and he told me that the captain is missing, so we need to explore the island and find the captain. Also, he gave me a map. Oh yeah, he also gave me some tools that I can use to, chop some wood and mine some rocks. So I worked on gathering all the material in this small little area right here, just chopping out all the woods and mining all the rocks. And with the loot I have obtained so far, I crafted myself some string and it revealed a couple of new recipes. I needed more string, so I gotta chop trees so I can grab more leaves, and leaves turn into strings. My wooden axe really isn't that great, so it takes a while for me to chop down some trees, but hey, it gets the job done, so yeah, we're good with this. And once I was done with all the farming, I now made myself the working table, and using the working table, we can now craft a lot of new stuff. So here we have access to a bunch of variety things that we can make, like the stone axe and the stone pickaxe, the wooden armor set, and a lot of other things. So of course I made myself a sword so I can protect myself, a bow so we have range attack. I'm not really into magic, so I did not make the staff, but I will make the entire wooden armor set. Also, the guide gave me a quest where I need to make a stone pickaxe and a stone axe first, so I ventured out in the wilds and mined more stones. And while minding my own business, a goblin actually approached me, and thankfully I made myself a wooden sword and I protected myself. And by obtaining the leather that it dropped, it unlocked another set of new items that I can craft. Also, with enough materials, I made myself the wooden armor set, and having the full set increases my movement speed by 5%. I kinda like how I look right now. The early beginnings, armor is just wood, but this is good enough. I eventually made a couple of new things, like an anvil, a furnace, and a sawmill. So yeah, furnace used to smelt ores, anvil to make weapons and such, and we have the sawmill to make furnitures. Also, with the wood that I have obtained so far, I made myself some wooden floors. I'm slowly building up a base. So this is the plan right now. Just make a base first before we start exploring. So I had to chop more wood because the wood I have right now wasn't enough to actually expand all the wooden floors. It takes a lot of wood. Eventually, I grinded enough to make walls. So you can see my base here, it looks pretty good. And now that our base is done, it's finally time to explore. So whatever we can find in the wilds, I'm pretty excited. Like enemies or maybe treasure chests. And oh my god, this is a pretty big map, so we're gonna have to be exploring a lot of areas. I found an abandoned house containing a chest, so of course I was pretty excited to see what the chest had, but I broke a couple of broken jars first, and we have an unexpected visitor, but yeah, fairly easy to kill. It's a couple of slashes and it's dead. Maybe enemies spawn a lot more at night because I frequently see more enemies when it's nighttime. So inside this chest is a boss summoning item called the Slime Voodoo Doll, I believe. And it will summon the King Slime, or the Slime King. So I don't really plan on fighting the Slime King yet. Not until I geared up some more. I feel pretty weak right now. There are also these rare plants that you encounter sometimes, and for this one, it's a life flower. It expands your health by 20 points per flower that you eat. I then found another chest here, and it contained a lantern, a portable candle actually, and this thing will emit light around us. So if ever we run out of torches, we have this thing to give us some light. And as I continued exploring, I found this really interesting thing. So it is a waypoint and I can use it to teleport to other waypoints if I discover one. So I decided that this place would be a really nice base. So I gotta move all my stuff here and like clean up the area. So you've seen what a life flower looks like. So this thing right here, the blue thing, it is called a mana flower. And just like the health or the life flower, this one gives plus 20 permanent mana or MP. So yeah, we'll keep looking for these things so we can expand both our MP and our HP. Also, some weird thing happened while I was like harvesting a random flower. A goblin suddenly spawned and like kept throwing coins as he ran. But I feel like if I kill this guy, he will give like valuable stuff. So I chase him down and using my bow, I tried to shoot him down. But oh my god, this guy is annoying. But he does get stuck from the trees and I gain like a chance to kill it. Honestly, the chase took a while, but I killed it and I got myself a free mana flower. Let's go. And on this random exploration, I found another waypoint. So yeah, definitely I need to move my base to where the waypoint is. So I have a really convenient spot to like just warp everywhere or any part of the map that has waypoints. Because you can just warp whenever you want with no cost at all. You just need to be at a waypoint. And so I broke my base. I mined everything that I had here so I can move everything to my other base. And see this? I primarily focus on the waypoint because the waypoint is the best thing that happened in this area right here. So we have easy access to random areas that may have waypoints as well. I also placed down a bed so I can make this like my spawn point if ever I die. And like added some torches in the room so it has light. So now, yeah, this is now a spawn point. And I continued my adventure to discover new things. And here I found a couple of bones and a statue. I'm not really sure what this statue gives. And oh, just some rocks and more bones. So bones unlock a couple of new recipes for me, like a bone bow, a bone sword, and other bony stuff. Aside from that, there are like a couple of places where I can't really like mine the fences. So I can't really get to this. I don't really have a powerful enough pickaxe to mine things. So I just continued my exploration. I eventually found the desert. And the desert contains an ore called bronze, I believe. But there's a problem with me being in the desert. The monsters here are pretty dangerous. And also, if I step on the desert, something occurs. Like, it blocks my vision. So there's like this curse or something. And I need protection in order to explore the desert. So for now, let's ignore that and just continue exploring the forest area. Anyways, I then returned home and crafted myself a bone sword and also a bone bow. So at the very least, our attack power would improve with this. I also crafted an accessory called the leather boot, which increases my max speed. So that's pretty useful. I wanted to craft an armor set, but I was lacking leather, so I can't really do this yet. I need to hunt like goblins or animals to get some leather. Anyways, I expanded my base because it's now time to welcome like new people in our village. The house I built down there was for the guide, but it seems he was happy living here instead, so I just gave him the spot with a waypoint. It doesn't really matter to me if he's there or not. But hey, well, at least we finished his quest. And just a little bit to the right from my base, I discovered the snow biome. You can tell because the trees are covered in snow here. And yeah, my character gets frozen if I step on this place. So yeah, I can't really get here yet unless we have something that would help us with the frost. And during this adventure, I eventually found this Bikini, the bard NPC, just roaming around the forest. So he said he can protect me from the desert as long as I build him a house at our base. So yeah, that's gonna be the goal right now. Also, there's this random traveling merchant that appears from time to time and he sells a bunch of goodies, but I don't really have the money to purchase any of these, so I can't. Well, moving on, I continued my exploration just at the edge from the snow biome and looted whatever is near me so I don't suffer death. I'm not really that far from the forest, so we're safe. But as you can see here, I'm being chased by this bolt thing, but I managed to escape safely and like hid myself in a house containing a chest. And oh my god, look at this. Overpowered bone sword. I wasted materials in crafting my own bone sword, but whatever. I'm happy to get like this overpowered one. Continuing the adventure, I found this place here. Pretty weird place, but I got a life flower, so I'm pretty happy. And in the middle of it, there's this shrine looking things. There's recipes for something, but I can't really make use of it, so I just ignored it for now. In one of my adventures, I found myself this copper fishing rod and a fishing potion inside one of the chests. So this was pretty interesting, so it's now time to try fishing. So while trying out fishing, there's something weird that happened. Look at this. I fished up a fisherman. Krusty the fisherman. Alright, cool. So we have another NPC joining us in our community. Anyways, here is how the fishing mechanic works. So once there's a fish that bites, I click it. I did not really understand how this works, but I basically just move left and right to move the hook. So whenever I move left or right, it pulls up. So all I try is like to try and hook the fish as I pull it upwards until eventually I catch it. Just like that. Also at the edge of the desert area, I found myself yet another NPC. And this guy was Nono the blacksmith. So now we have a blacksmith joining our community, so we need to make him a house as well. Even though I wasn't safe at the desert, I still decided to go all in and mine some copper ores so I can make some copper gears once I get back home. It was honestly worth the risk, but yeah, it's very hard because I can barely see anything if I'm at the desert. So I went back home because our priority right now was to build a house for the bard so he can give me the protection I needed in order to explore the desert. This guy was pretty simple to please, just a table and a stool and he will move inside the house. Of course, let's not forget the light source. And with this, we now have the bard and he can give us the protection of the desert. And it lasts like 10 minutes, so I guess I gotta go fast when like I get this blessing. I also made a house for the blacksmith so we can buy some stuff that the blacksmith may sell. Also, while doing all that, I noticed that there was this guy just left from my community. It was a merchant and he sold a couple of stuff. And I was very interested at the portable teleporter. I can teleport to any waypoint at any time just using like 20 mana. And this thing is permanent and it doesn't disappear after one use. He sold a bunch of other goodies as well that made me interested. So I'm gonna for sure make a house for this dude to move into our community. So yeah, I got busy on chopping down some wood so I can make more wooden floors and wooden walls for our future NPC settlers. So as you can see here, my base is honestly starting to look like an actual base. So I'm pretty happy with the results here. Oh yeah, if you notice, my helmet. I actually managed to craft myself a bone helmet. And yeah, the Slime King just suddenly visited me out of nowhere, so I just decided to like fight it, and it's not really that bad. I was thinking he might be harder than he currently is, as you see here. So I was just scared out of nothing. He was actually very simple to kill. Look at my damage on him. My bow is doing so much damage. And I guess a few more hits and he will die. And yeah, I feel kinda, you know, ridiculous now that I was scared of it when it was actually just very easy to deal with. I don't even need to dash or anything. I just like spam my bow and it died. Let's go. And we got ourselves something called an energy fruit that gives us the ability to dash. And a jelly knife that is useless. But still, it looks like a really cool weapon. I really want to try this out, but the debuff on its like, you know, innate ability is pretty bad. And wow, I can dash now. Let's go. And I continued fighting the Slime King because I had like a couple of summons left and I wanted to get everything that he is able to drop. And looky, we have like a better version of the jelly knife that we had earlier. It's a deadly jelly knife with more damage boost to it. Also, for the energy fruit, I can only eat one. So yeah, we only have one dash here. And using the jelly knife in action, it's a pretty decent weapon. It attacks really fast. But I feel like my bone sword did more. I'm not really sure. Yeah, actually, it does more, but the jelly knife attacks faster. No, I'm actually mistaken. The jelly knife is stronger. It deals like a total of 13 to 15 than my bone sword with like a single whack of like 11 or something. So the loot I got from this was a jelly pistol, and it uses slime mucus as ammo. That makes it a really bad weapon because slime mucus is pretty rare because you need to kill some slimes in order to get one. But for the damage though, it's pretty decent, like 29 per hit. Like, that's really good. It's just that it needs slime as ammo and will run out of slime very fast. Anyways, enough with the Slime King. It's finally time to explore the desert now that we have protection. Also, if you notice, I have 2 dash power now. It's because I bought like an accessory from the merchant that gives me like an additional dash. So our current goal in the desert is to explore the area for chests and also mine a couple of copper ores so we can make a new armor set and new tools, of course. I do encounter a couple of enemies here at the desert, but they're not really as dangerous as they look. They're easily dodgeable and fairly easy to kill with my jelly knife. So the valuable stuff here are the copper, that's 1, and next are the wood. The wood is going to be needed in order to be used as material to make like the new copper stuff and like copper furnitures and stuff. So yeah, I'm collecting a bunch of wood before I go home. And as I went home, I crafted all the coppers that I had into copper bars, but I'm currently lacking in coal, so I need to chop more trees. But before I went to chop some wood, I crafted myself some new gears like a copper pickaxe and a copper axe. Also had enough to make myself a copper helmet and a copper armor. I actually had enough to craft everything. Anyways, I crafted myself a new working station called the Tinker's Table and the Cauldron. The Cauldron, we can make potions. The Tinker's Table, we can combine accessories into one, I believe. Or was it to make new accessories like rings and necklace and other stuff? So here's the function of the Tinker's Table. I can actually combine 2 of my accessories to make room. I now have something called a Merman Boots, which combine the ability of the fins that enables me to move faster in liquid and the increased max speed of the boots. So that's very useful. I can combine stuff so I can have more room for new accessories. Going back to the desert, there's actually these graveyard thingies that when I try to mine or dig it up, sometimes skeletons and mummies come up. My expectation is like I get like loots from this. I do get some though, but not really anything good. It's more like just enemies that I can defeat. I also spotted a bunch of chests, but I can't really open the doors to loot the chests, so I was kind of disappointed in this. I don't know where to find the key, but whatever. We'll eventually discover the key. So I just continued exploring the area, looted everything that I can loot. The life flowers, the mana flowers, the coppers, and other stuff. I eventually stumbled upon a new area. So this place is the swamp, and this is where we can get, as you can see here, a gold looking rock. So it's gold. We're not really strong enough or geared up enough to explore this area, so I just like skedaddled out of there. I also found this bonehead, a giant bone fossil thingy, and it gave me an accessory called the Bloody Fang. It's something that increases my melee damage by 10%. Pretty useful. I finally found the waypoint here at the desert. Now we have easy access to this place. Also, there are places like this, and like I said, I don't have the key to open the door, so we can't really do anything about it. And look what I discovered here in the desert. There was this golem monster. It was pretty tanky, but as long as I avoid its like damage, it doesn't do anything to me. And here I got pretty cocky exploring the swamp area because I found a chest and I wanted to loot everything that was inside. So I visited the area only to die from a dang mosquito that I did not notice attacking me while I was managing my inventory. Thankfully though, there wasn't really much of a consequence from dying aside from returning to our spawn point. So yeah, we're fine. So I resumed my journey just exploring the desert. I really just wanted to get everything I can get from the desert biome before moving on to the next biome that we need to explore, which would be the snow biome. It's pretty interesting to see that snow and desert combined. The snow biome and like the desert biome into one. And there was the mana flower and a life flower here, so I'm risking my life to harvest these. But it's fine, we have like 240 HP from all the life flower that we've been ingesting recently. Okay, so it's now time to explore the snow biome, and to protect ourselves from the cold, I crafted myself a hot drink, which gives us protection for like 5 minutes from the cold, and we can freely explore like the snow biome. And oh my god, it's my first time stepping here. There are already a lot of like snow monsters trying to kill me, and they're very tanky. I need an upgrade on my weapon in order to explore this area safely. Oh my god, they hurt a lot too, so yeah, I should just mine iron and skedaddle. But honestly, I persisted because I wanted to kill the Yeti to see what I can get from here. I almost died trying though, but I did kill one, so it's now time to run away. I honestly think it's a mistake to explore the snow biome at night because everything is a mystery right now and I don't really have a strong armor to protect myself from the more dangerous creatures than the desert ones. Anyways, I continued my adventures at the snow biome, mining some irons and ice. Ice is useful for making ice arrows, and that's it. I don't know what other use ice has. Anyways, there are a bunch of places here that contain chests, so I was pretty, excited to see what the chest has. And I was very happy to discover that I have a new weapon here called the Fireball spell. So now we have something to attack the enemies here. And I swear, it's a pretty good weapon. Just look at this. Look at the damage. I killed this furball in like 3 hits. It's amazing. Also, I found the waypoint. Let's go. And also a cave. Look at that. Nice. So I mined the rock away so we can enter the cave. Let's check out what's down or inside there. So down here we have found Tony the miner, and he has some information for us. So he marked something on the map that is pretty important. So it's pretty far, so yeah, it's gonna be a long journey. Also, there's a couple of these mushrooms here. I don't really plan to explore the cave yet, not until like I get to the swamp. So I'm gonna mine irons first, explore the entire snow biome so we can get all or every loot that is available there, and then we head over to the swamp and mine some gold. But I was very interested in exploring a bit here in the cave and like killed like a spore person. But as you can see, my tool was not strong enough to do anything down here. So yeah, let's go with the plan of snow biome and then swamp. Honestly, because of the fireball spell, my journey here was pretty easy. I mean, easier than before because we can easily deal with the enemies. And after going home, I crafted myself an iron grappling hook. Very excited to use this. Take a look at this. Now we have a way to like evade enemies faster than just dashing. So yeah, this is gonna be very useful in some situations. There's this really weird area where I mined like a block of ice. And it turns out it was another NPC, the chef. That was a big lag right there. But anyways, we have Fat Gordon the chef. And we can have him live with us. And now we have unlocked like cooking stuff. Cooking or the food in the game actually gives you like small buffs like damage percent boost or HP boost. So this is gonna be helpful. And after a while of farming and exploring the snow biome, I finally had the entire iron armor set. I also crafted myself the iron spear as a melee weapon. It's pretty nice because the range is long, but the attack speed is pretty slow. Still, we have a pretty decent melee weapon. For now, since we have a new NPC, Gordon, I tried out how cooking works. And I kinda miserably failed my first attempt. I did not really know how it works. But anyways, I need to time the bar right, that it will land at the green part. So that was my mistake on my first try. So trying it out again, let's see if I got the timing right. And no, I did not. Oh my god. I eventually succeeded on the 3rd try, and I'm very happy because finally I kept burning my food and I got myself a fried egg. And with this, we finished our quest. I did not really plan to eat the fried egg. I just wanted to finish the quest. So if ever I want to make like food buffs, I can just come here and like cook something. And now that we have the entire iron armor set, it's finally time to explore the swamps. So first off, we chop some swamp woods to get started and also mine the gold ores that are just here at the edge near the desert. This place, I feel like, is honestly really dangerous as everything here can kill me. There are leeches, mosquitoes, plants that shoot thorns, and then these merman-looking things. I was honestly happy that it didn't take long for me to find where the boss summoning area is and also where the waypoint is. So in order to summon the boss, we'll need to give it like 5 pieces of Eye of Newt, and we can get it by killing frogs here and also those merman looking things. But right now I don't really have 5, so we're gonna keep like farming some golds first, get the entire gold armor set, and then we can summon the boss. So always the first thing I craft when I get like a brand new metal is the pickaxe, because the pickaxe is what we need or what we use to mine the ores. And so I continued my adventures at the swamp, primarily looking for gold ores so we can complete our gold items. I eventually had enough for a helmet and an armor, but still lacking to make myself the boots. With some new armor on, I decided to explore the cave for a bit. I'm thinking maybe there are more like gold ores down here, so this is what I decided. I'm pretty scared to like go ham here because like the enemies are pretty strong and I don't really have the complete golden armor yet, but I am pretty tanky enough to survive. Also, my exploration here, I found myself yet another NPC. So this is Luna the Witch and she can sell us recipes for potions. Also, with an iron axe, I was able to chop down some mushroom trees. So now I can go inside the buildings that were being blocked by it, and I learned a new recipe for a spore cloak. I just continued my exploration here for a bit since, yeah, there are gold ores here and I'm pretty happy to get them, but I think I get more from the swamp. So I'm gonna go back soon. For now, I'm just enjoying the adventure down here. And after getting home, I now had enough to make myself the golden boots. And now we have a full golden armor set. I also crafted myself a golden sword just for a boost on our melee damage. And now it's time to fight the boss at the swamp. Now that I have collected a lot of the Eye of Newts, I can continuously try and beat this guy to get all its loots. So the enemy we're facing is the Frog Prince, and oh my god, the Fireball spell is really good. Just look at the amount of damage I'm dishing out. He's already half health. So I'm very happy that I have found this book. Without it, I think we'll have a hard time. This thing is really making our lives easier by doing so much damage. And oh my god, it's dying, but I'm also at a dangerous spot here. I am low in health and a couple of hits more and I'm dead. And I don't have any more mana to cast some fireballs to defeat this guy, but we have our golden sword and we have defeated the Frog Prince. Let's go! We also got its crown, and the crown is pretty decent. It gives like a maximum HP and MP of like 50. I also got myself a brand new spell called a bubble spell. The problem is it has a pretty bad stat, but still it looks really strong. Like, look at that, so many damage. I wanna try it out again on the boss. But before I do, I went home first because I was kinda dying and I wanted to like see if I got anything new out of it. And once I was healed up, it's finally time to face it again. And this time, it's time to try out the bubble spell, even if it's a pretty bad statted one. Still, I wanted to try it, and oh my god, look at the damage! But my MP is also draining really fast, so I can't really use this continuously. I think I like the fireball spell more. Anyways, we have our trusty sword to deal the finishing blow, or wait for our mana to recover. And by killing this frog a second time, I have obtained yet another item that it dropped. So now we have a hammer frog. It's a rapid statted hammer frog. And when you like hit it with melee attack, it will shoot out some bubbles from time to time, which is pretty cool. And looky, we have a brand new hook. It's a frog tongue. And I think it's faster than our iron hook. So yeah, pretty interesting. So this is what the hammer does. It shoots bubbles. It also deals melee damage. So that's pretty handy. And so I continued beating the Frog Prince because I still had a lot of biome newts in my inventory. So yeah, we continue this until we loot everything. And now we have gotten the bow that it drops. And I died from a leech. Amazing. There's an option to like reforge the useless statted ones. So I reforged most of the weapons that were pretty bad. And now they had like positive stats. And so this is the bow. It shoots like bubbles while you shoot arrows. So interesting, right? So the only thing I'm missing here is an item called the arrow haunches. It's an accessory that we can use. And after getting that, we would have everything already. Honestly, the bow is pretty strong. The bubbles on the bow is really strong. Like, it destroys enemies so fast. It's crazy. Anyways, this will be the last time I'll be fighting the Frog Prince. I want to continue with adventures at the mines. As you can see, look at the HP draining so fast. The bow is just so good. Look at that. It's already dead. I then went back to the cave. My journey is towards the mark that the miner placed on the map. So that's where we're headed right now. And as I got closer to the area, I noticed that there were spider webs on the ground. So I'm assuming that the boss or the enemies here are spiders. And I was right. It's crawling with a bunch of these spiders. And in the center of it all, the one where the miner marked, there was someone trapped in this cocoon right here. Well, suddenly the boss spawned. It's called the mineral spider and it had like 2000 HP. But worry not, we have our bubble spell. We can spam the bubbles on its face. And oh my god, it just keeps spewing webs everywhere. So the webs slows me down. I'm not really sure if the spider can crush me if it steps on me. But worry not, we have our dashes. And we also have our hooks if ever like danger shows itself on our door and we can't like dash away because our dash is on cooldown or something. Anyways, dealing with a spider is pretty easy with our bubble spells. You can see it's almost like half HP already. We also have our bow and arrow that spams a bubble. This is such an easy match. It's already dying. I'm not even sure if it can attack us at all. It's like, oh my god, I'm trapped. Either way, I think I'm winning already. I still have like a lot of health and it's already dying and my mana is recovering nicely. I can start spamming my bubble attack, but I think the bow will do the job already. And with this, we have defeated the mineral spider boss. Let's go! So the drop includes this thing called a Omni tool. So it's both an axe and a pickaxe. We also got ourselves a spear and this thing called a nectar of speed, which like boosts our movement speed permanently. And that's nice. The spear is kind of mad. The damage is just horrible. I think my previous weapons are way better. So using our brand new tool from the spider, I then walk the cocoon so we can free the person that is trapped here. And hey, we have found Peto the Carpenter. So with this guy, we can now repair the broken boat, you know, just besides where we spawned in the island. But before we progress from this, I honestly want to like kill the spider boss some more because I would love to get other items and try it out. For now, I expanded the base because we have a new person that would like to live here, which would be the carpenter. And by making him a house, he will now fix our ship. We just need to click the complete button. He did the job really fast and the ship is already fixed. So now we can set sail to other islands. Okay, so in order to summon the spider again, we'll need to make the summoning item and it needs like 30 pieces of these mineral silk. I can either get them from mining these webs right here or I can get them from killing spiders. So I only have 2 ways of getting them, so I'm here to collect about 60 of them. That would mean I can summon like twice the mineral spider and I hope I can get all the things that I wanted from that 2 spiders. It was honestly a grind to collect all the materials needed to make the summoning item, but now we can summon the mineral spider. We don't need to be at the cave, we can summon it perfectly here at base, and I should have positioned myself properly and clean up the area before I actually summon this spider. Anyways, it's already here, so let's beat it up. So using the same strategy as before, I just used my bubble book, but oh my god, it fires a laser beam. It didn't do that down there. I guess it has more room now to shoot me lasers with, because down there I just like try to keep my distance and hide away from him. So wow, this is gonna be tough. I need to dodge properly or else it will kill me. And I can't believe my town actually plays a role in defending the spider. I can't hit it because my walls are blocking the way of my projectiles. Anyways, it's almost dead. No worries, no worries. We just need to do a few more shots and we can get its loots. And after killing the spider, I got myself, well, I guess the same things I got before. But whatever, we have the materials needed in order to make like spider ingots. So my plan is just to craft the armor set, then I can move on to like checking out the ship and moving to like other islands. I'm just lacking like one more piece, so we'll need to collect more mineral silk again so we can have the entire set. So I then went back to the place where there were a bunch of the webs so I can start mining and get mineral silk. I just need 30 and I'm done here. And as I returned home, I saw like a blue crab and it dropped something like the crab juice. It was a summoning item and I summoned an overgrown crab with like 8,500 HP. 4 times more HP than the freaking mineral spider. And oh my god, this was a mistake. Look at my damage. I barely do anything to this guy. But it's fine. We have our bubble spell. We will like persevere until this crab dies. So the crab attack is not really that hard to dodge. It's just a couple of bubbles here and there and I can easily like just open my eyes wide and like dodge every bubble that it tries to throw at me. As for my damage, as you can see, it's mostly 1. My melee weapon does 24. My damage is really cute with its amount of HP. It's honestly gonna take a while. I had like a smart idea of maybe burn would do more damage to this crab. So I tried my best to like get my fireball book and I almost died. Like, oh my god. I better try it again safely. And when the opportunity came, I went to my chest, grabbed the fireball book, and then continued the fight. Hopefully, the magic fire will burn the crab and deal a lot of damage. But actually, burn only does like an extra 5 damage per tick. Like 5 damage per second, I believe. So, well, it helps, I think. The damage on this one, and it's easier to aim, is pretty good. We're just half health left. We can do this. And I swear to god, this took forever. But yeah, I persevered. I tried not to die and it's almost dying. Imagine if I, what's the word again when you don't clutch something? I forgot. But yeah, if I mess up, oh my god, all that effort I did to try and kill this crab. Anyways, we have defeated the overgrown crab. Let's go. It took so long, but it died. I'm just happy I survived. And we got this amazing accessory called the metal detector. It will highlight any nearby chest, so it's gonna be very useful if we're exploring like new areas we haven't explored yet. So of course I'm wearing this like 24/7 of the time when I'm exploring. We also got this crab meringue. It has really high damage, but we gotta reforge it because the stats are bad. Alright, so back to the mineral spider. I actually did not fight this because the crab distracted me. Anyways, using the crab meringue, it's pretty strong, but the range is not that great. The damage is amazing though. Just look at that damage. The spider's like dying, and I'm dying as well because I've been like trying to get close. So the bubbles actually is better, I think. I think I dealt more damage with the bubbles. The boomerang is okay. Deals so much damage, but I gotta get close. Anyways, we have defeated the mineral spider, and with this, I hope I have enough to gather all the items that I want. I actually got like a spider bow. I was hoping it was something special, but unlike my previous bow, it doesn't really shoot any bubbles, or there's nothing really special about it. It's just a regular bow with higher damage. Anyways, with that last skill, I now have the spider boots, and now we have the set effect. It grants me an extra dash and also increases my damage by 25%. I also had enough ores to make the spider staff. Now we have a new magical staff. So this one fires a big laser beam, and it goes through walls. But the damage isn't really that amazing compared to the previous magic weapons that we have, but it passes through walls. It's pretty great. Anyways, now that we're done with that, it's time to go and try out the ship and explore new islands. Also, with my Omni tool, I can finally mine this anchor. I'm not really sure if my previous tools could mine this already. Anyways, I just used the Omni tool, and now I have a new weapon. I'm just gonna store it at home because the damage is pretty bad now that I'm like, I guess, higher leveled. So inside that boat, there was actually this NPC, Ron the cartographer. He sold like 3 things: a compass, I'm not really sure, but I think it's to re-roll the map; a map so that we can like go visit other islands. Anyways, I just bought the, how do you call this thing, the life tube thingy. It enables me to teleport instantly to the ship, and that's, I think, amazing. But before I actually look at other islands, I decided to explore the cave some more because I never really explored the mushroom area. I'm thinking that maybe there's goodies here. And my metal detector, as you can see, is already detecting the chest that like is hard to notice. But now we can see that there are chests somewhere hiding in a corner or something. And you see that little glowing mushroom right there? The one that's like sparkling? That's the effect of the metal detector. Now we found this and we got some items. That's pretty neat, honestly. Anyways, it was finally time to explore new islands. So just beside the main island, it's something called a pumpkin island. So that's where I headed. So I'm not really sure if this island is a Halloween themed island. But yeah, there are like scarecrows, ghosts that attacks me out of nowhere. They drop like the same stuff: dolls, needles, candies. Candies are pretty good because they can give us like buffs. So this is gonna be a source of buff. We don't need to cook ourselves. We just like loot some stuff here. I'm not entirely sure what to look for here, but I just like grab all the chests that I can find. As you can see, metal detector's already doing a great and fantastic job. We have found like a lot of chests here. One containing something that can summon the Grim Reaper. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to fight this Grim Reaper guy, but let's just, well, try it out. But before I do, I completely explored the entire map here at the Pumpkin Island before going home. So using all the candies that I have found on the island, I buffed myself up. And these candies are really good, like 10% damage, increase HP by 50 and such. So I summoned the Grim Reaper in hopes that I can kill this guy and get like the new weapon or something, a new armor. And oh my god, this guy is so dangerous. I have a hard time fighting this. Like, the mechanics are not really sure. I'm just a bad gamer, I guess. I had a hard time dodging the sights and I'm almost dead. So I like hurriedly tried to go to my nurse and heal myself, but I died. And yeah, that's about it. After respawning, the Reaper is already gone, and we'll need to gather more materials again to make the summoning item. So back we go to the Pumpkin Island. My goal is just to collect like 10 dolls and 10 needles to make the summoning item. Afterwards, I decided not to fight the Grim Reaper yet, but instead visit a new place called the Jungle. So the jungle was unlocked because we got the jungle map from defeating the mineral spider. So I'm guessing this is the right place to visit instead of the Pumpkin Island. Even though the Pumpkin Island is lower in difficulty, I'm thinking Jungle Island would provide us with new items to craft. I'm just happy to see a couple of chests here and there in the jungle, and I get a brand new like accessories that I can use. This one gives like ignore defense. I think that's pretty good. I'm not really sure how tanky the enemies are, but I think it's a good accessory to wear. So for the ores here at the Jungle Island, it's something called serpentinite. So yeah, we're gonna be gathering a lot of it, and we can make like new stuff, weapon, tools, and armor. As for the enemies here, it's mostly monkeys. There are also alligators because, you know, it's the jungle, so wild animals are here. And one of the chests gave me something called a jungle key. So I'm not sure where I can use this thing, but I think it's an important item, right? It is a key. And eventually, I found the main destination of this area. There's this very large encircled place, and I can't really enter it. There's no entrance whatsoever. And the waypoint is also inside there. I really wanted to interact with the waypoint, but dang, there's just no entrance to this place. So I continued my exploration, and eventually I found a door which made me use my jungle key that I got. And maybe this is the entrance towards the area that we need to go to. So this place is a giant maze, and I will need a lot of jungle keys in order to proceed. So there are a bunch of enemies here like snakes and monkeys, and there are also a lot of traps, but it's pretty obvious how to trigger them. Anyways, I have found like the exit to this place, which led me to the circle area with the waypoint, which I am very happy to discover. So now I'm inside, and there are a bunch of these altar thingies that gave me something called a forbidden scroll, and this summoned something, or the boss called, I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Quetzalcoatl. I don't know, but basically the boss of the area, or the jungle, we can now summon it. But for now, let me craft the entire serpentile set first before we summon the boss. Also, before I actually go home and craft new stuff, I decided to like fully explore the maze. Maybe there are a bunch of treasure chests that I haven't gotten yet. I would love to get every accessory that I can, so I can improve more of my accessories. I really love the metal detector because it shows me precisely where the chests are, so I'm very happy that I have this on my accessory slot. I can easily see where the chests are, and that's amazing. After getting home, I crafted myself some serpentinite ingots, and I did not really have a lot, so I don't think I can craft anything good out of this. I did craft some new stuff that didn't require the ingots, because the ingots are important for like making the pickaxe, the axe, and armor set. And take a look at this bow, the composite bow. So this thing, it fires like 3 arrows after the 3rd shot, and I think that's gonna be really good against bosses. So trying out the new stuff, this is the whip. It has a pretty okay range, but the bow though, the bow is really good. And the new Earth Ball spell is pretty good as well. The blow dart, kinda meh, but good enough. Trying out in actual combat, the damage is really disappointing because the enemies at the like higher leveled maps are not really that low in HP, so the blow dart kinda sucks. Anyways, I went back to the jungle because I'm still lacking in a lot of serpentinite, so I need to mine some more. So that's the current goal right now. Also, I have the serpentinite pickaxe now. I can mine the jewels that you see here. So this thing right here is a peridot, and we can make use of it to craft accessories, I believe. And also like upgrade our anchor. You know, the anchor that we mine in the early game? We can actually upgrade that thing. And here's the whip in action. The damage is not there, but good enough. It has range at least. But still, the crab boomerang is the strongest melee weapon that I have right now. Well, it's a boomerang, so it's kinda melee and range at the same time. And upon getting home, I had crafted a bunch of stuff. We have upgraded anchor, the helmet and the armor, and the boots. We finally have the new armor set. And I think it's time to face the boss now. And oh my god, look at me. I'm Snake Man. I look pretty cool. So it's time to clean up an area near my base. So this is gonna be our, I guess, our arena. I should really move my nurse here so I can have an easy time like healing up if ever the emergency needs it. So first, I decided that the first boss we fight is the Grim Reaper. You know, the guy that killed us very easily. Now that we have upgraded armor, upgraded bow, I think we'll have an easier time maybe against this guy. But we'll find out soon. So I swear to God, the Grim Reaper is honestly a really hard boss to face because I can't predict where her sight is going and I kept getting hit. It's very hard. And I'm just glad that I have a lot of HP now. A lot of defense. I mean, compared to before. So we're kind of doing well right now. And there's also the nurse that we can heal up with if ever things go dangerous or something. But there's actually a cooldown when you try to heal with the nurse. I think it's 30 seconds and we still have like 3 seconds before the nurse can heal us. And we have enough time now. Okay, let's go. Let's heal. And now we can, yeah, easily beat this guy. Let's go. Okay, Grim Reaper is actually hard. Dang. So after the Grim Reaper, I'm gonna summon the next boss. So the very good item I got here is this thing, the magic broom. So this is a magic weapon. It basically throws a magic broom and it homes towards enemies that are close. And that's pretty good because it can home to the enemy. Also, it's pretty powerful actually. So now that that's done, let's fight Quetzalcoatl. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name. Anyways, this is the boss of the jungle. We're not the jungle, whatever. But yeah, we're fighting the boss of the jungle. And look at this guy. It's fairly easy to deal with actually, because our damage like hits every part of his body. His HP is just draining so fast. I think the crab was harder, but the crab is easier to dodge. Unlike the Grim Reaper and this guy. Or maybe because I just got used to how that crab attack looks like. Or maybe just the crab is just easier to dodge compared to these guys. Anyways, we're half health already with Quetzalcoatl. The broom is really doing a good job. I like the broom. The broom is amazing. Like, best magic weapon at the moment right now. But our main damage dealer, I believe, is our bow and arrow. Once like the 3 arrows go out, it deals so much damage. So just a few more hits and we will kill big dragon boss. Let's stop calling it Quetzalcoatl. I'm not really pronouncing it right. I'm murdering it. So yeah, after defeating the boss, we found another NPC. Let's go. So this is the electrician and he can sell us stuff relating to electricity, I guess. So if you play Terraria, it's something like the wires, the wrenches, a way to like summon stuff, I guess. Once we make like statues of stuff. Currently, my brain is not really that big and I'm not really interested in this. He also sells the metal detector, but we already have some because of the big crab, so we don't really need it. I also got myself an energy fruit. It increased my dash power by 1, and we got a whip from that guy. I feel like this is much stronger than a crab meringue. We also have this accessory that makes us immune to poison. I'm not really sure if there's enemies that poison me. I never really encountered one, so it's not really a problem right now. Anyways, the boss dropped something that made like ingots and now we can make its armor set. I only have a few, so my plan is to keep fighting the boss until I have enough to like make the entire set. So I continued fighting this guy. It's not really hard anymore and the whip is pretty good. Look at this. Look at its HP draining as I whip its face with its item. It's really good, but still the magic broom is really good too. So another item I got from the boss is the Quetzalcoatl spell. It's a summoning weapon. So now we have an ally that will help us fight. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. It actually like homes to enemies and it will like instantly like kill them and approaches them. So I continue to fight the boss some more. Hopefully I can get like new items. The summon is working really well. The summon item doesn't really have any negative impact like lowers our MP or anything. We just summon it and it will keep attacking for us. Pretty amazing. So killing the boss for the 3rd time, I now had enough to craft the entire set. The boss armor set. Let's go. I still haven't stopped killing the boss since I still have like 2 scrolls left. And I got a bow this time, but it doesn't feel as good as the composite bow. You can charge it for a higher damage attack, but it's pretty slow. And I think the composite bow is way better than this. So just to try it out, I fought the boss for one last time. And yeah, it's pretty... it sucks. I don't like it. The composite bow with the piercing arrows is much better than this. As for our next agenda, something happened to the swamp. This is the same island as our main base is. But yeah, something happened to the swamp area. And we need to locate a bunch of wolf statues that looks like they're corrupted. So this is one of them, and we just need to break them. And once we have broken everything, there will be a boss fight. So the enemies here are different as well. They're honestly very strong. As you can see, I almost died right there. And they drop something called a swamp essence. Anyways, with one more statue, I would be able to summon the boss. So it's now time to prepare the area of the fight. Because I wouldn't want a rock blocking my way and trying to dodge. And after I felt like I was already prepared, it's time to smash the last statue. And then defeat this giant bird-legged house thingy, and we will summon the boss. So the boss for this is someone called Baba Yaga, and this is a witch. And she has that magical broom that we also have. So it's gonna be a tough fight, but her broom is bigger and it's slower, so I think we have an easier time dodging this. So I want to try my best to defeat this in one try, because I believe I would need to destroy all the statues again if I want to resummon this, so I don't want the hassle of that. So I'll make sure I live on this fight and defeat Baba Yaga. So her attacks are not really that hard to dodge. It's like rather big attacks. So it's easy to notice where I should be dodging. The broom is also very slow. It's so easy to dodge. And this thing right here she's doing, she's like vacuuming me towards her. But I can just dash away or like move away from her fairly easily. She's already like half her health, and she also spawns like this fire waves or something. Easy to dodge as well. I don't know why, but she moves really slow, so we have like the advantage here. I'm not that old that I don't react to slow attacks like this, so this was fairly an easy fight. Anyways, after a few hits later, we have defeated Baba Yaga. Let's go. And we now have a new map to a place called the Ghostlands. We also receive a brand new bow and recipe for an enchanted furnace and an enchanted anvil. So upon returning home, I made both the enchanted anvil and the regular anvil. So with these two new stations, I can actually make like new types of ore and new types of weapon. So yeah, pretty excited to try these out. After that, I went and visited the Ghostland Islands, and immediately I can see a bunch of big ores here. Let's go. So the ores here are called spectrites. So we'll be collecting a lot of this so we can make the new armor set as well. And yeah, explore the island until we find something that tells us that this is the boss summoning area. So this place, just as the name implies, is full of the dead. That's why it's called Ghostland. I'm not really sure why the traveling merchant is here. I'm not sure how he survived. Maybe he's a really strong guy that can survive all the monsters that are here. I also found this really interested merchant. I thought it was an enemy at first, but then I approached him, and this was Poe the Summoner. We can make a house for him at base, so we will stay there. Also, I bought this accessory called the Eye of Truth. I'm not really sure what it does, but it says it reveals or drops something extra from monsters, so I decided to just wear it because I have no idea what it does. As for the enemies here, as you can see, it's the undead. So there's this mage summoner. There's also like, I guess, a graveyard keeper. He looks like he has a coffin on his back. I'm not really sure. Is it a stone instead? There are also undead archers and undead warriors. The warriors are the most dangerous for me. But as long as I don't approach them or be near them, I should be fine. I eventually found an entrance to a dungeon. So nice, we're progressing. It's a pretty small dungeon and it's a pretty big map, so yeah, we're gonna have to explore a lot here. And as always, the happiest time I have in diving these dungeons are the brand new items that we can get from the chests here. So here we have an even better lantern than what we have. Currently, I have a helmet that protects me from the desert and gives light, but with the brand new lantern, I believe it should give us like more light instead of this one. So the goal in this dungeon is to find these statues that are currently like surrounded with light. So these things give something called a red candle. And I think 3 of these red candle we can summon the boss. So that's what we're aiming for. Also, upon returning home, I have gathered enough or a lot of spectrite bars that I have made myself a new pickaxe. I also wanted to craft a spectral sword. This melee weapon would be really useful in dungeons. I would also craft a spectral bow because the effect sounds so interesting. Armor set also varies now, so I decided to craft a melee armor set. Well, the only thing that's different is the helmet. Range and melee have the same body and boots, only the helmet is different, and I chose to be melee because it's mostly close range battles that we have in the new dungeon. Also, we look pretty cool now. Look at this. Awesome. So check out my new sword. So this is the effect of the spectral attack thingy. But I kinda regret going melee now because it's actually really dangerous to be close to an enemy. I'd rather be a ranged character, honestly. Anyways, my task right now was to look for more of the dungeons so we can grab more of the candles. I haven't really spotted where we can summon the boss yet, but yeah, thinking about how game mechanics would work, so I'm assuming that collecting candles is the right thing to do. And yeah, the sword is pretty good on dungeons because my arrows get stuck on walls, so it's always nice to have a melee weapon instead. It honestly took a while, but finally I found where we can summon the boss. And I was right, we needed 3 candles in order to summon the boss. But before I actually summon the boss, I would like to prepare first and also set up the area for battle. So I went home with all my loots. Now I have so many spectrite bars that I can make myself like a range set. So I decided to go range on this boss fight because of course bosses are scary. We should maintain our distance. Also I wanted to try out the new weapon, so why not? So this is how the magic staff looks like. It's pretty cool. It's like blast lightning all over. This is also a weapon called the stake. It's a stake and it's a stabbing weapon. Then here's my favorite, the repeater. It's a pretty fast range weapon and I like it. Compared to the spectral bow, I think I prefer the crossbow. I'm not sure why I called it a repeater, but anyways, a crossbow and a repeater do look the same, right? But before we actually say that the repeater is better, I tried out the bow first, and the spectral rays doesn't really do that much damage. Similar to the sword, it just tickles the enemies. The wand as well, it just tickles the enemies. I don't like it. And take a look at the upgraded anchor. It's pretty good. It's very fast and it's a ranged melee weapon. So it's a pretty nice weapon. The stake is also not bad, but it's a very close range weapon and I don't want to be in danger by being close to the enemies. I'm pretty much ready to face the boss. All I really need to do now was clean the area so we have a lot of space to move around. So my main weapon for this fight would be the crossbow. Because, I mean, yeah, the crossbow is... Look at this. It's pretty good. Anyways, I'm ready. I brought a bunch of potions that would buff me up and make me a bit stronger. And it's now time to summon the boss. So placing all the 3 candles, we will now summon the boss. So the boss this time is a banshee and it has like 18,000 health. I said I prepared the area, but yeah, there's still a bunch of rocks that I guess I got lazy in preparing the arena. But anyways, look at our repeater. It's already doing like so much damage. I already took like 3,000 health. So we just need to be careful not to get hit by its attacks. Also, I forgot to mention, I crafted this thing called magic cards. I think that's the name of it. But it's a homing magic weapon and it's pretty good and it's pretty fast. It doesn't take too much mana. It's actually one of our highest DPS, I believe. Higher than the crossbow we're using right now. I'm only using using the crossbow at the moment because we're regenerating some mana, and once we have like a lot of mana, it's time to use the magical cards again, so we hit the boss more. I really like the magical cards, but yeah, I feel like it's missing some damage still. It's a pretty good weapon. It's a really nice combination with the crossbow that has like really fast attack speed with the arrows while we're regenerating mana. But yeah, this is a pretty nice build. The melee is dangerous, but being arranged like this, I like it. I feel pretty safe. And after a while of kiting, just a few more hits, and we have defeated the Banshee. And actually, the anchor is pretty good. I actually bursted the Banshee pretty fast with the anchor. That's crazy. Also, by defeating the Banshee, we now have gotten ourselves the Desert Key or the Pharaoh Key. So if you remember the places with treasure chests that are like locked behind doors, we can now open it with a Pyramid Key. Also, we got this Phantom Bow. Interesting. It summons like a Phantom Arrow as we deal damage. So yeah, let's try this out. I can still summon the Banshee like one more time, so it's the best time to try it out. I always dish out all my mana first before I go with my ranged weapon. So I'm hoping that the Ghost Bow would be pretty good against this Banshee. This thing is, yeah, really, oh my god, you see my damage? The Ghost Arrow is actually doing so much damage. Look at its HP going down so fast. It's crazy. Oh my god, I kinda like this. I just wish that I have more attack speed or something so we can summon even more arrows. Anyways, on its second death, it dropped me a magical spell. Take a look at this. So this book is called a Phantom Spell, and it's also a homing magic weapon. And yeah, of course, I've got myself something called a Phantom Boots. It now makes me invulnerable when I dash. So that's really good. It gives me immunity. That's great. Well, anyways, moving forward. Since now we have the Pyramid Key, it's time to open all the areas with the chest that we couldn't open before. And now there are very new materials that we don't have yet, and we can craft new armor set. So yeah, interesting. Also, this is the Phantom Spell in action. I really like this spell. It homes towards target. You can keep summoning it, and once they're close to the target, it will explode. It's honestly amazing. The damage is very high as well. Anyways, my current goal right now was to grab all the treasure chests that I couldn't before. I have learned a couple of new recipes, like a panty undershort and a pharaoh helmet recipe. We can craft it just using the items that we get from the chest. It's fairly easy to craft. But I need to defeat the boss at the swamp again. You remember the giant frog? Because I, well, sold the crown to the NPC, which I shouldn't have because it's one of the materials needed to craft the new helmet. Also, I have collected like 4 boots in total that I could now make something called a Technomycotics boot, which like combines my 4 boots into one with all the effects in one accessory. So now we don't need to choose a boot, but we have everything in one. That's amazing. For the new armor set, I can't really craft the Banshee armor set because I'm missing some candles to summon it again, and I'm too lazy to raid like those dungeons again. So I just decided I will just craft the new armor set, the Pharaoh armor set, panty undershirt, and the Nemesis. So we're gonna have to go to the underground cave again to look for mineral spider silk. For now though, I needed to farm the frog again so I can get its crown so I can make the new helmet. And this is how strong I have gotten recently. I killed this thing very fast, like it's already dead. Wow. And with this first try, I actually got the crown, so that was pretty simple. I also got the accessory that I couldn't get before, so wow, nice, win-win. As I went towards the place where we have fought like the mineral spider, something strange actually happened to this place. It turned red. And now we obtain stuff called blood essence, and there's this heart at the center, and when destroying it, it will trigger an event called the corrupted blood. So this event will need to kill a couple of corrupted blood monster. I'm not really sure how to call these guys, but I guess it's the corrupted blood monster. I just need to defeat all of them so we can cleanse this area and we can continue mining our mineral silk so we can craft like the new armor set. And after defeating all the corrupted blooded enemies, the corrupted king was summoned. I was thinking it was a knight or something, but it was just actually a bloody, scary looking slime. It's pretty dangerous. I think it does so much damage. I'm trying to use like the anchor as my main weapon this time, but yeah, it's pretty dangerous to get close. So I'd rather use my new spell. And it's dealing so much damage. I actually love this thing. Look at the damage I'm doing with it. It's already half health and I'm at very like safe distance. We also have our new bow that can assist us with this. Okay, so everything's going well. And after a bit more of hitting, we have defeated the corrupted king. And we have cleansed the underground because all the red things are gone. And now we can resume like, you know, mining for mineral silk or killing spiders for mineral silk. I also immediately wore like the Eye of Truth so we can get like extra items from the boss. So it seems like whenever we kill something or whenever we kill a boss and we have the Eye of Truth accessory, we can get their soul. And by getting their soul, it means we can buy like a summoning item from the summoner. It's pretty expensive though, so I don't really like buying the summoning item. But if we have no choice and we want to summon a boss, then we need to use the summoner. Anyways, after grinding, I now have both the undershirt and the panties. We now have the set armor effect. Let's go! The only thing left now was to raid this dungeon at the desert. Similar to the jungle dungeon, it was kind of like a maze with a lot of traps, so I had to be careful. There were also monsters that are summoned randomly left and right. There's also mazes like this. It's not really that hard, but it's kind of time consuming. I eventually found the boss room, but before we initiate the fight, I need to clean the area first before interacting with the boss. Because we don't want to like unexpectedly die. Since this is our first battle, we just need to make sure that everything is fine. Alright, now it's time to fight the boss. So this is Tut. And I forgot the name of the other one, but it's a 2-in-1 boss. You know that show? The Disney show? Forgot what it's called. Cusco? It's that guy right there. It's Come On. Tut and Come On. So this guys, I feel like if this big dude gets close to me, I'm just gonna die in like a hit or something. So I'm making sure I put distance between us. So we have a lot of stuff to like do so we can avoid. Oh my god, I almost died right there. But anyways, we have a lot of things we can do to avoid like any attacks. We have our grappling hook and we have our dashes. So I just need to make sure that I kill at least one of them first, so we'll have an easier time with the other one. And like a couple of hits in, we have almost defeated one of them. It's honestly dangerous. Like the the dark magic that the other guy does. I'm not really sure who does what. But anyways, we have defeated one and we have one more to go. I totally forgot, or I think I'm equipping my Eye of Truth right now so we can get their soul and we can buy like a summoning item. Not really sure. Anyways, by defeating that guy, we now have the map to the Coral Islands, and that is the last island in this current game right now. We also got a brand new weapon called a flagellum, and each hit reduces the enemy's defense. So it's a pretty good weapon. So moving forward, I traveled immediately to the Coral Island where there are like a lot of large corals on top. There are also a bunch of new enemies. This thing reminds me of a monster in Ragnarok Online if you ever played that game. The Hydras. So they attack like tentacles under the ground and they just hit you with it. And there are also these mermaids here. I'm not really sure where I can find the ores, but we can do a lot of exploring here in order to get like new items or something. There were a couple of chests here which I was very happy to get because we can now get like more new accessories. I eventually stumbled upon a new kind of terrain in this place. So there are grass here and what looks like scales on the ground. We also found this turtle statue with like 4 things that you can put in them. I guess this might summon the boss or something. But actually, this is the entrance to the dungeon. We'll need to defeat a couple of turtles and obtain those seals in order to open up the dungeon. So turtles will spawn on this island. We need to defeat them. There are 4 types of them and they will drop the things we need in order to unlock the dungeon. I eventually found the the giant circle thingy encircling something similar to the jungle biome, which had something like this. So I guess we really need to access the dungeon so we can find like a ladder that goes up to the center of this. At this point of the game, I did not really know. I just needed to beat up some turtles so I can get the seal and enter the dungeon. So I just kept exploring around the place looking for a way to enter the dungeon. So I was actually mistaken here. I should have just like killed turtles, but I did not know that yet. Also, look at this turtle armor. 50 armor. That's crazy. Once I defeated all the turtles I need to defeat, I now have opened up the entrance to the dungeon. Let's go. So now we're underwater, but magically we can breathe down here. And down here we can now mine the new type of ore called corallite ore. So we're gonna be collecting a lot of these here. Also looking for like the ladder towards like the upstairs of this place. First, we'll need to craft the entire armor set that this corallite ore provides before we do something like fighting the boss, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. So the enemies down here are, well, you know, we're underwater, so it's fish. Yeah. The place down here is honestly huge, so I'm gonna have to be exploring a lot of areas until I finally found the area of interest. But worry not, sometimes the things that I get here, they contain like dynamites, and the dynamites really help a lot in like clearing walls faster, because my pickaxe right now is pretty bad. I'll need to craft a new pickaxe if I want to progress faster. I then went home for now and crafted myself, or I upgraded my crossbow into a repeating crossbow. So I'm very excited to try this out. It has more damage now and I think it might be faster. Also, I collected a lot of corallite, so I made myself a lot of corallite ingots. So yeah, like I said, my priority would be the pickaxe. Everything else can follow after. I actually farmed a lot. I had enough to make myself the entire corallite armor set. So let's go. We now have a new armor set. Let's go. So this is the repeater. And oh my god, it's so fast. Because I also have like an accessory that constantly increases the attack speed of my range attack as long as I hold the button down. So it's gonna be awesome. I'm pretty excited to fight a boss with it. Anyways, back to looking for areas of interest down here. I swear to god, it's very huge. I took like my time to explore around. I still couldn't find anything of interest. I did found like a pretty biome that's like colored blue. I'm not really sure what to call this area, but I guess they're like blue light emitting jellyfish area or something. I don't know. Also, I have like a new magic weapon. It's a squid ink thingy, and it feels like a shotgun of like magic bullets. It's pretty good. Look at that spread shot. It's gonna be really great against big enemies that all the bullets will hit them. I just explored the entire area, but once again, there's not an area of interest here. Also, I have an accessory that makes arrows home towards enemies. So if you can see, the arrows are actually like magnetized to the enemy. Pretty cool. And finally, I found the area of interest. So there's this place with a lot of abandoned houses. I don't really see anyone here. So like I said, it's an abandoned house or something. I'm not really sure why the flowers are still growing down here. That's pretty crazy. But anyways, it's a village here. One of the interesting things I found here was this station right here. So with this, you can actually exchange your potions and turn it into an accessory with similar effects to the potion. It's pretty good. I would like to have the glowing brooch, but it would require 100 glowing potions, and I I'm too lazy to farm about 100 glowing potions. I'd rather not, honestly. And after exploring a bit of this underwater town, I think I have found the area of interest. Now we have the ladder right here and we can go up. So yeah, let's go up. And now here it is, the boss area. There's also waypoints here so we can teleport here anytime now. Nice. So to summon the boss, we'll need to activate 4 of these altars. And we'll need to defeat the enemies that are being summoned to protect the altar, I believe. So we're gonna have to deal with so many monsters first before we summon the boss. They're not really that hard. Our repeating crossbow is just amazing with the homing bullet and no gravity bullet. So I'm actually having fun like using this weapon. Look at this. So fast, so strong, and so fun. We also have our shotgun that deals so much damage. So yeah, everything's doing great. The enemies are just dangerous though. If they keep hitting me, I'm gonna die eventually. And so after clearing this trial, the altar will light up. So we just need to do like 3 more. So the water is done. Now we have the earth element right here. So just a couple more kills and we will finish the earth element. I also cleared the nature elements, so per different altar, it's different monsters that are being summoned. And finally here, we have the fire element. And with that, we have successfully lighted up all the altars. And it's time for the final boss battle. And I think I should have prepared more for this. I did not clear up the battleground area, so I'm gonna have a hard time being blocked by a small rock or a lantern like that. I'm gonna have a hard time dodging since I don't really have a lot of space to work with. But I will still do my best to beat this boss. And oh my god, the repeating crossbow, the attack speed accessory, and the homing accessory. It's just amazing. It's already half health, almost dying. I'm also almost dying. So we'll not know for sure who will win this, but actually I won this, spoiler alert, because my bow is way stronger than his trident. And with this, we have defeated the last boss. I made sure to wear the Eye of Truth so I would have his soul. Anyways, we have defeated the final boss, but I do plan to kill this more. So for the items, we have this spectral trident thingy. It looks pretty big, and as you can see here, this is like the last boss for now. We also have this brand new weapon called the fast drill. It is both an axe and a pickaxe, and we can destroy things fairly fast. So this is the drill in action. I also plan to kill the boss again, so I'm just like drilling a good area here to fight the monsters while I try to activate the altars. I honestly just want to have more space to run towards so I don't get like stuck on rocks or trees. So yeah, I plan to summon the boss like 2 more times or 3 more times so maybe I can craft the entire boss armor set. And since we already beat this guy, it's not like it's gonna turn harder in the second round, so we have an easier time now that we have like empty spaces that we can dash to. But actually I had a hard time because I guess I messed up on dodging that I actually almost died on this try. I still won though because I have more space to run away to random places now, so yeah, I had an easier time compared to before. So returning home, I crafted a bunch of ingots, but it doesn't seem like I would have enough to make the entire armor set. So I'll need to just maybe buy the summoning item from the summoner instead of like trying to activate the altars again. It was actually very expensive, so I just went back here to like fight the altars again and summon it here naturally. I then defeated it for the 3rd time, and yeah, with this we can craft the entire armor set. And so upon returning to base, I crafted myself the boots, and now we have everything. So there's nothing really further to do. I just wanted to test out the bow that the boss drops, or we can also craft it using the ingots, but yeah, we need to summon the boss again. So right now I'm kind of lazy to like do the altars again, so I just decided to use the boss summoning items. I can just sell the extra materials I got from the boss and we can get the money to keep summoning it. And that's what I did. And if you see my attack speed is very fast, right? I have this accessory which increases my attack speed by 20% if I'm underwater or in the water. It is an accessory dropped by this boss and it's amazing. Just look at this. Just look at the speed of my repeating crossbow. It's just awesome. But actually, this is not the best thing here. Let me show you what the deep seeking bow looks like. Okay, so before we actually go to the bowl, let's try out the wand. So it summons like these water tornadoes around me. It's actually not that strong. I mean, like, there's a lot of tornadoes around me, but yeah, not really the best thing. But the best thing is this one. As I shoot arrows, it shoots the tornado waters towards the boss. And since I have so like fast attack speed, it summons so many tornado waters that yeah, I just died instantly. Okay, this weapon is OP. Anyways, that's all for me and for the video. So, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed your stay here. And don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Bye now!